We live, motherfuckers.
Give it to them, give it to them.
Do I look like somebody that would smoke marijuana?
Smoke weed every day. Ain't that the truth, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on? Bob the Cannabis Cowboy in the house. How's everybody doing today? I'm going to take a little time right now and roll myself a nice one. A nice little doob sitting here at the edge of my desk. I hope I don't knock it over. Shout out to Sarah for that sick rolling tray. How's everybody doing today? We got about 8 or 9 people coming and hanging out. We have got BG hopefully showing up sometime soon on location in Hawaii. That lucky SOB. Well, I wouldn't say lucky. He made it happen. It's not about luck. Anyway, guys, how's everybody going? How's everybody doing? Mike Rock checking in. Sarah Berryhill checking in. Michelle Price from South Dakota. How's it going? And who do we have in here? Mike Rock was coming in here early, right? Yeah, we got a few people hanging out. So, yeah, I'm gonna roll a little doob right now. Well, I mean, actually, not a little doob, but oh shit! I guess I should show you these beautiful nougats. In the comments section right now, let me know what you guys are smoking. And let's see if I can't get a nice shot here. I'm going to blur myself in the background just so I can get a nice shot for you guys so you can check out what I've got right here. What? Yes, my friends. That is Mendocino Purple Breath. I know my background is leaking into that, but that's one. Here's another one. Probably the same color. Yeah, exactly. Almost the exact same color. Beautiful, beautiful crystals on it. Trichomes. Whew. So let me know in the comment section what you guys are breathing in right now, whether it is by vape, whether it is edible, whatever it is. We've got this Mendo Purple Breath right there. That is from Good Chemistry. As you can see on the bottom there, it's about 24% THC for those of you who keep count with that. I sure as hell don't. What have we got? South Dakota, nothing per our governor after we voted it in. Yeah, sometimes it's a slow creep. The legality can definitely be a slow creep. I feel you on that. Sarah's getting ready to go have a smoke. Friend from Chicago. Nice. Nice. Ooh, damn. So I don't remember why exactly I had that grinder. Some of these buds, I'll tell you what, these Mendo Breath is just sticky. Oof. Smells just a little bit like that black licorice that I'm finding in that odd smell that I'm finding in a lot of the cannabis I'm getting lately, but it's got a nice little skunky punch in the back. But there's just something about this Mendo Perp, this Mendo Breath that just got me feeling good. This time around, when I usually break it up into multiple different kinds of eighths, I think I bought 3/8 of Mendo Breath this time around just because it's doing what I need it to do. Bobby Mack is smoking on some ice cream cake wax from Indie Concentrates. Good looking out, man. Good stuff. Sarah Berryhill's on the Jack Herrera. I just mailed away for some Cinderella 99 seeds, which are Haze and Jack Herrera. So I cannot wait. Cannot wait to get some of that in the ground. Mike Rock, Mendo County. I mean, there's something about specific areas, and yeah, I talk a lot about how Colorado cannabis is the best cannabis I've ever smoked. So is California cannabis, man. And California started it, man. And Mendo, they're just areas of California that are specifically popular for a specific strain. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that it's OG, ocean grown, not original gangster. It has a lot to do with the salt water in the air. Obviously, when you're growing outdoors, I believe that has a lot to do with it's. So the OG we were seeing, and we are still seeing in most of the cannabis now, was really meant to be called ocean grown out in California and Florida. But OG, original gangster, kind of took over. You can thank Ice-T for that. That's just the way that goes. Yeah, that Humboldt, Mike Rock. You fucking know what I'm talking about, man. Mosh, what's up, Mosh? Good to see you, dude. I know you've had some ups and downs with your channel, dude, but I still see you, man. You're still breathing. You're still part of the YouTube scene, representing since day one. I appreciate your support, man. I appreciate the jerseys, everything that you've done in the past, man. It's good to see you, my brother. Bobby Mac, you got some mac and cheese from January. Yeah, they got not only mac and cheese. There's, like I was saying in my last strain spotlight, Good Chemistry's got a lot of different mac mixes they've been messing with lately, which is pretty cool. Getting a little tired of it. I'm getting tired of the cookie crosses as well, but I'm also a bit of a purist, so that's my opinion on that. Keep growing, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen a little bit of a stall out in my store. Things are happening. People are starting to get back to work and stuff like that. Merchandise isn't moving so well, but don't forget, I'm on eBay. Misfit Yard Sale is where you will find me. If you want to get this hoodie that I'm wearing, if you want to get t-shirts, if you want to get mugs, whatever you want, go ahead and check it out. I'll leave a link sometime. If not, you can just hit me on a DM and I'll give you a link there. I'm feeling a little lazy right now, and I don't think that this Mendo breath is going to help me in that department. But how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? We're chilling out today. I know our boy BG is romping around somewhere in Hawaii right now. I feel so bad for him. He managed to get a medical card, a temporary medical card, pretty quickly out there, and I was really hoping that he would be able to make it into the show today to kind of explain how that worked. So, god damn. For you ladies and gentlemen out there who smoke blunts, anything in paper, joints, whatever, you take a dry hit before you burn it. I gotta know. It's just something I've done since day one, and it's just one of those things. But yeah, so we're just hanging out today. We were going to talk about a couple of things. We found out this week, last week actually, that New York is next in the legalization and recreational marijuana. And I got to tell you right now, that's going to blow up in New York. That's a beautiful thing. New Yorkers can now possess up to 3 ounces of cannabis under a legalization bill that was signed. It's so waxy, the candle's not burning. So up to 6, I think is what it was, something like that. Up to 3 ounces. And then, unfortunately, I believe that the New York State home cannabis growth limits are going to be pretty much the same as Colorado. I think you'll be able to grow up to 6 plants, but only have 3 of them flowering at any time, which is, I think it's good for New York because it's a step. It's the first step, the step in the right direction. As far as Denver, though, and Colorado, I think it's a law that needs to be updated. We've had legal cannabis for a long time now, and I don't necessarily know why Coloradans are only allowed to flower 3 plants at a time. It just makes things a little bit complicated. Not to mention, if you don't necessarily have a way to have 3 or 6 vegging and then being able to pull 3 out and put them into a tent where they can flower, that's sort of a pain in the ass. If you don't have the ability to do that, you're basically going to be throwing 3 plants away because you can only have 3 of them flowering at the same time. So what I do is I grow 3 auto flowers at the same time. That way I know they're all going to flower at the same time. They're going to flower within a couple of weeks, and it's going to be a pretty fast deal. But Bobby Mack, you're going to be in Denver Saturday the 17th. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I can tell this is I've been getting used to my grinder. The canister grinder has definitely spoiled me, man. I did not roll that roll right there was while it was beautiful, it just was not broken up correctly. So I shit the bed on that one. So what's up, guys? Anybody wants to hop in and hang out with us? I've got the link down there. Let me see. Go ahead and post it one more time. See if I can't get in there. There it is. If anybody wants to come in and hang out, talk, chat. I'm getting the sneaky feeling that BG's not going to be able to make it. Move it to right an hour. I don't know what that meant, BG, but yeah. We're going to see if he says anything back on that one. I just texted him, but 420 festivals, man. Bobby Mack, that's going to be great to see that happen, man. I just saw the first concert that popped up for Denver so far was Ministry, and I believe that's sometime in September or October. Ministry is by far the loudest concert I've ever been to in my life. Insanely loud, man, to the point where I'll always wear earplugs to their show. So anyway, so like I said, we've got New York legal. I believe New Mexico is next in line, which is pretty awesome. And again, like I said, BG was able to get a temporary medical cannabis card in Hawaii rather quickly. I think the fact that he's a veteran and he had a lot of information sort of on hand probably helped expedite that process a little bit faster for him. But he was able to get it within a couple of days. I know it may be a little longer if you're down there for only a couple of days. Chances are you won't be able to legally buy cannabis medically because you don't have the temporary card. It'll probably take just a little too long for you to get all that stuff in the mail. But it seems like a pretty badass thing. I would definitely love to be out in Hawaii, smoking some beautiful Maui Wowie, orange sunshine, anything that's along the sativa strains. It feels like it has to goes hand in hand with Hawaii. Like I said, Maui Wowie, that's the originator. Apparently that was one of the main strains out there in Hawaii back in the 70s. That was definitely the strain I heard all the time growing up. When I heard like stereotypical ganja names, it was Maui Wowie. I'm trying to think of some other ones I forgot. But Bobby Mack, what festivals are you going to, if you don't mind divulging? Zach Maldonado, what's up, man? How's it going? Yeah, Mike Rock, you know what's up? Something tropical. And again, I'm an indica person, so that normally tropical isn't in my wheelhouse in terms of flavors that I'm used to. But growing up, that's what it was, man. You know, when we were growing up smoking weed, we didn't have a choice. And I grew up in Miami, which is basically Hawaii, and that's where all the sativas, Long Island Island Sweet Skunk, LSD, just a bunch of sativas out there was really what I grew up with. And then occasionally I would get my hands on some of the OG Kush out there, which was the original OG Kush from Florida and from California. But sorry, I'm taking long pulls of this thing. It's just, I feel like I broke it up at all. I got real lazy on this one, man. It's been a tough week for me, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies, man. I've been getting my ass beat at work, and not the good kind either. Just things aren't speeding up for me fast enough. I'm not in a big hurry for everybody to take their masks off out here. And again, most of my opinions come from the fact that I have nothing but faith and my intelligence and my wife's intelligence. And I just don't trust anybody outside of our fucking bubble. So I'm really a little worried about the fact that somewhere around May, we're probably going to be taking our masks off out here in Denver, in Colorado as a whole. That seems a little early for me, but you know what, man, it's been a year, man. We've been wearing masks. And again, I'm not these conspiracy people. Do I understand? I've already got my first COVID shot, so I just want things to get back to cool, man. I want to go fishing, man. I want to go paddleboarding. I just want to do the shit that I've been trying to do for a while, man. I wound up collecting a lot of stuff over the quarantine time. Some really great fishing gear. If I'm being honest, I've only been able to use it a few times. So I want to be able to start using that, man, and get out, just being normal. I don't need to be in crowds, man. I'll go to concerts with masks on if I don't give a shit. I just want to go see some live music, man. It's my heart, it's my blood, it's my heartbeat, man. It's all about music for me, man. Music, cannabis, and these motherfuckers. Zach, congratulations! You just moved into your new house, man. That's nice. That's nice, man. The first time that my first one was a bit of a blur, if I'm being honest, but it was a big undertaking, man. I was in my 30s, and stupid, hard-headed, making dumbass decisions. But congratulations, man. That's good to hear from you. Yeah, Mike, I need to be at some football games too. Damn it. I went to my wife's high school basketball game not too long ago, just because I was like, I want to support these kids, but I want to see live sports. And I don't normally. I mean, I go to football games if I can, but I don't normally go to sports. Man, I can't stand baseball. It's just too tough for me to sit there and watch. But yeah, I do need to get out and watch some football games. I need to get out to AT&T Stadium for the first time. I've been to Texas Stadium 3 times. It was a blessing to be able to go out there. Shout out to Damian, Eric B, John Fattel, Paul Haller, brothers I grew up with in Miami, man. We had a great time going out there. I just need to see the new AT&T Stadium. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, speaking of which, looks like we just got Jeremy Sprinkle, the tight end from the Washington football team, to take Blake Bell's place. So everybody who's freaking out, why would we pick that guy up? Well, we needed a third tight end, and he's it. So I still think we have a chance to go and pick up that tight end if he drops, or if we move up to go get him. But so yeah, we're about 20 minutes in. Haven't heard anything back from BG, man. I just don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be on, man. He's trying to head out to the North Shore or something like that. I kind of knew that, but Washington, nice, man. 420 Denver Exotic Safari Party. That's a fucking mouthful. And a few more, man. Cool. I was really hoping that 420 concert my wife got me tickets to a couple of years ago. I thought it would come back. Sorry about that. BG's texting me and he's like, he's saying it's only 4:00, and I'm like, it's 5:00 my time. I don't know. I thought for sure we'd have this scheduled every week at 5:00 my time. I don't know. Maybe we moved it in a different direction. But anyway, yeah. Per sources, Jerry is infatuated with him. Yes, and again, I think Mike Fisher said it before in one of his videos. I don't really pay attention to a lot of the shit Jerry's infatuated with. I know that he said he was ready to pull the trigger on Manziel, and Steven grabbed his hand before it could happen. I don't necessarily know if that's true. And again, whoever Jerry's in love with and whoever he's infatuated with is fine. I don't care. It's Steven and Will and the rest of these guys that I think that are really the most important things in that war room, in that room when we're talking about the front office. They're the ones that make the good decisions. Andrew, what's up, dude? Good to see you, Mark. Hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, Mike, I feel you, man. I'm all about that, dude. And as much as I'm terrified uh, about the prospect of taking a defensive player in a draft, because we've been swinging and missing on that, man. And y'all know this. Lately, when we pick defensive players in the first round, they just don't pan out, man. However, there is a plethora of corners and safeties down the road that are great, and we've obviously got J.C. Horn, Pat Surtain the second, Junior, and I believe Caleb Farley. And you know what? Y'all need to applaud that I even know those names. I know shit about college football, man. These are the names that I've been hearing lately. So I actually watched some highlights on all three of those corners, and they look great, man. But you know what, man? It's so hard. It's, they all look great in college, man. They're young kids playing with young kids. You know what I mean? Like, they find ways to win a little bit easier in college in some ways, and I'm not knocking college. I'm just saying when they transfer and they sometimes don't transfer very well, those skills to the NFL league, to the NFL, and they don't necessarily pan out. And at least with Dallas, it hasn't been that way. So we're hoping maybe our new defensive coordinator will be the answer to that. That'd be some great news. Sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry, BG. I'm sorry that I'm killing you, man. I've been sitting here for 22 minutes waiting for you to show up, dude. Anyway, man. But yeah, I think if we do take a defensive back, those first three have to be it, man. I don't necessarily know. I don't think that Diggs tight end guy is going to make it. Is that not Diggs? I forgot his name. Maybe it was Diggs. That tight end from the Gators. And I'm a Gator hater because I'm a Miami Hurricane. But that kid looks good, man. All of them look good, man. They all look to be like they have the ability to be shutdown corners. I've also seen some receivers that we might have had our eye on, which obviously would be a much later thing. In my opinion, if anybody wants to know, I think the draft should be cornerback, offensive tackle, cornerback again, safety, linebacker, and then maybe we could probably go to, maybe try and find some backup on a different rotation, or maybe even another offensive lineman. If I'm being honest, we know, and I don't. As much as I don't want to spin this into a Cowboys talk show, we're going to have to at this point. Kyle Pitts, there we go. Sorry, I don't know why. Thank you so much, Zachary. I'm stumbling on my words here, man. I don't know. I don't know that getting any other position is going to be worth it. I haven't heard anything really hype about anything other than cornerbacks, quarterbacks, tight end, and maybe linebackers, man. There's a couple that are pretty wily. But other than that, that's what it seems like the first round or two of these players are the players coming off the board are going to be. And I think that even in the second round, there's enough defensive back talent to do some great things. I have a feeling right now, and let me double check. Let me get on. Let's hop in here real quick. Matter of fact, let me do this real fast with you guys so you can follow along with me. So here is overthecap.com, guys. I suggest you go to this website all the time when we are talking about cap. So we don't need a player search. I forgot where I usually have it set to the Cowboys, and it didn't work this time. Where did it go? There we go. Teams. God dang it. That was not the easiest to maneuver. All right. So right here, ladies and gentlemen, This is our total team cap space. Can anybody see this? If you cannot, I will say it to you. $7,752,254 is what we have in cap space. Now, if we were to make no moves and do nothing to extend our cash right now, and we went into next season in the offseason, look how much money we would have. This is a problem, guys. Negative $18 million in cap space. It has everything to do with these guys right here that we paid a lot of money for. I'm not saying they were worth it, not saying they weren't. DeMarcus Lawrence, Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper, Zeke Elliott, Zach Martin, Jalen Smith. These guys are all massive base salaries. Oh, well, Jalen Smith, not so much. But there's a problem with what everyone wants as a Dallas Cowboy fan, and what everybody wants as a Dallas Cowboy fan is for us to make these massive splashes, and I'm just as guilty as anybody else. But you cannot make a massive splash with $7.7 million in cap space. There's nothing you can do with that, if I'm being honest. Everyone needs to calm down because we are broke. We paid a lot of people a lot of money, and it has, I don't want to say handcuffed us. We're not in a bad space like Galloway or anything back in the early 2000s that we handcuffed ourselves to a lot of dead money. We're not quite that. But we're not in a great position. And unless we can find a way to make some of these players like D-Law and Zeke and these guys restructure, find a way to take a chip of some of their money, man, we're going to be paying these guys for a long time. It's going to be extremely hard for us to do anything about that. BG has an update. He's in a van. That is terrifying because let me tell you, as beautiful as Hawaii is, there's some places in Hawaii that you do not want to be caught alone in. I hope he's in a van with people he knows. Well, I guess he would be because he's not on a cellular phone under duress, I don't think. Anyway, so we've got New York legal now. We got New Mexico on the way. The Dallas Cowboys are heading into another draft area with not a lot of money and some pretty heavy need. I don't think our offensive line is going to be doing a whole hell of a lot of great things, but they can be if we have the pieces in there. But this is a cannabis show, man. Let's talk about some cannabis. Do you think they're going to pass the number expansion? That's a good question, Andrew. We'll stay on football for just a second. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, man. I don't have an attachment to that, man. I've got attachments to names and players. So, there's only one number that I care about, and that's 88. And that's the only thing that's ever. And if that turns out that it has to be a tight end from here on out, I don't know. But, that could happen, dude. I don't know, Mark. Barely enough to pay the rookies as is, yeah. And again, I know that I don't think that there aren't two separate tanks of money, like one for rookies and one. But we wind up paying very small amounts of money to rookies. But imagine if you were a team that was that just did not have the ability to sign, let's say, 3 or 4 of the rookies you are about to draft. What you have to do at that point is you have to trade off your draft picks to next year, probably. You do something like that, which is crazy. We're not quite that desperate, man. But at the same time, we're not in a beautiful position. Also, there's something else I wanted to talk about. There's a friend of mine who, Cal, who is one of our producers, actually, who has been able to get his hands on a lot of Delta 8 cannabis, a Delta 8 THC, if you will, out in Texas. So for you folks that are out there in Texas, you cannot get regular tetrahydrocannabinol out there, but you can get a figure of it or a variant of it called Delta 8 legally, because they have yet to, classify that, I think. They're going to be on their way, though, pretty soon. But you can go to CBD places, a lot of CBD places in Texas and other non-legal states. They have Delta 8, and Delta 8 is a pretty decent cannabinoid that I believe cannabinoid. Sorry, everyone puts it on a different inflection. I have always been saying cannabinoid, but it's just a different version of THC, and it will give you a head change, and it might give you some relief. Maybe it may give you some pain relief and stuff like that, which is cool. CBD in high amounts will do that for you as well. But yes, Andrew Pace, Mr. Moo, our friend Mr. Moo. Trying to get him on the show, dude. We are at Square Groupers number 20 right now, and he has yet to join us. That son of a bitch. Also, anybody who may be watching right now, and we have dwindling numbers right now, obviously, because it's just me rambling, and I apologize for not being as fun and comical as I usually think I am. But anybody who wants to check out the podcast that I do with Ken Man, the Casually Serious podcast, please go ahead and subscribe to us. My apologies. Out there, I'm going to bring up the link here in a second. But we just recently finished sort of a I think it was just sitcoms. We were going to talk about sitcoms over the course of one episode, and then we realized there is just way too many sitcoms. So we broke it up into a bunch of different sitcoms, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. And if you want to check out our podcast, I just put it in the link right now in the comments section. So I'd appreciate it if you guys can go in there and just sub up for me. That's basically just podcast. I don't do anything on that with Grow or anything whatsoever. It is just my Casually Serious podcast with Ken Man, and it's going to be a bunch of different things about pop culture and music. So you're going to already see a lot of stuff about heavy metal up there, hard rock comparisons, Judas Priest versus Iron Maiden, stuff like that. And then talking with actual musicians. I have a really, really amazing bassist that I've been friends with for well over a decade or two. Stoney Grantham out in Austin, Texas, bassist for Shadow Keep, and most recently Bifist, as well as Drifter, the Iron Maiden tribute band I managed for many years. He's going to be on tomorrow with me talking about 1978 through 82 Kiss. We've done 2 episodes already from the very beginning up until this point. And we just talk about Kiss, and we're going to stop at the end of their makeup era because we don't talk about anything after that. But we got a bunch of stuff going on over there. So I'd appreciate if you guys went and check that out, man. That'd be great. Sub up. And you'll be able to get all the notifications you need to for that talk show that we do on Tuesday nights at 9:30 Eastern. It's a little bit later, but the spinoff show that we're doing for that tomorrow will be at 7 o'clock Eastern, though. So if you're connected to my Cultivating with the Cannabis Cowboy YouTube account, you will know that too, because I still stream all this information to there. But I really want to move people who want to see the Casually Serious podcast over to my TCSP YouTube page. So go check that out when you can, guys. Folks, what's up? We're a little dead out here, but it's the middle of the week. It's Wednesday. I know that the weather is feeling really good. It's got me wanting to go out. We went out this weekend and just enjoyed it. And it's going to probably cool off a little bit like it does out here in Denver and then warm up again. But eventually summer will be here. And when summer gets here, it smacks us in the head. It's hot as shit. But I'm excited. I've got a couple trips, hopefully some good trips to Florida to go see my brother Eric B. and go see my family. So I'm looking forward to the summer, man. I think all of us are. I think that's probably why a bunch of people are not piling up into the comment section right now, because I think everybody is just out there getting into summer mode. It's sort of that rubber band thing. We've been yanked back this whole time and pulled back in quarantine. And all of a sudden, when the masks get loose, we're going to shoot off into summertime and fish, paddleboard, swim. I love it out here in Denver because there are no animals in the water that can murder you. And that's an important thing when you're starting to get up in your late 40s. I had no problem swimming with alligators and sharks as a young kid in Florida. It just didn't occur to me. I would jump in water knowing and seeing alligators. It didn't matter. They're not what most people think they are. They can be, but I don't have a lot of years in front of me as I do behind me right now. So I don't want to share the same water with human predators like sharks and shit like that. So the waters around Denver are amazing, because really the worst that's going to happen is you're going to get hit by a giant carp or maybe a trout. There's really nothing crazy in the water in Denver, other than maybe a moccasin or two. Cowboys home opener. You know what I'm really hoping? Because there's a chance that I'm going to be down in Florida around September 10th, around my mom's birthday. She's getting up there. She's around 80. So she is 80. She's going to be 80. So I might go down there for that. And I'm really hoping I don't know. I don't know if it'll happen, but I'm hoping the season opener is against Tampa in Tampa. Because if that shit happens, I'm going to be down in Miami Friday and Saturday and go right up Florida to Tampa to watch that game. And I'm hoping Damien and my brothers out there can get tickets for us to that game if that just happens to be the case. I don't know when they release the actual schedule. Does anybody know that? If you are still alive and awake in the comment section, please let me know if you have the date of the date, is what we call it. The date that they released the schedule. Barry's in a van down by the ocean. Good golly. Folks, did some of you not get to see the intro? We're going to try a couple different intros for this show. We've got songs that we've used, that BG's used. And I want to make an original one. This, however, is not an original one, but this is the intro so far.
Give it to them, give it to them. Give it to them, give it to them, give it to them.
Do I look like somebody that would smoke marijuana?
Smoke weed every day.
So you missed it if you didn't see the intro. That was the intro. Leave some comments whether you think that's cool or not. Well, whether you do or don't. It is what it is right now. Oh, look what we've got. We got somebody. BG, you're killing me with all the beautiful blue sky shots and clouds, man. How the hell you doing, dude? I think he might be getting set up. I'm going to wait for him to stabilize, and then we'll bring him in. Oh, man. Brings me back. Last time I was there was 2012. Hawaii is a beautiful place. Water is chock full of tiger sharks. So, sorry, I know a lot about sharks. BG.
Dude, I got no signal out here, man. I needed another 15 minutes.
You look all right. It's only 5:38, man. You can get that 15 minutes if you want it.
I can't even hear you or make out what you're saying.
Well, BG, that ain't my fault. I didn't tell you to go to Hawaii. Shout out to BG for even wanting to be on a podcast while he's out in that beautiful fucking place. Good God, ladies and gentlemen. Only game showing up is the preseason game against the Steelers. Yeah, do you have any idea when the schedule comes out? Does it come out before or after the draft? Which seems like forever. Because it's the end of this month. God, that feels like it's going to be for a year, but it's going to take forever to get here, and then all of a sudden it's just going to blow up and fly right past us like it does. But at least I think it'll be an in-person draft, right? We're all on board for being somewhere and being able to be at a draft, which would be cool. I've never done that. It's still weird, man. It's still very weird to think that I would be in a group full of people that weren't wearing masks. That's how fucked up this thing has got in my head, man. But we are Americans, man. We figure out how to adapt, and we adapt. We adapt rather quickly. I think we figured that out. So we will adapt to whatever we need to do as long as even if it is an impediment of some way, we find a way to get around it, man. That's just the way we are. But, yeah, between the Cowboys and also the buds that I'm growing right now, I don't even know. I think maybe I can send this and set it up real quick. I started this grow. It's only been up for 6 weeks right now. So let me send a picture to myself here. Gallery. They are looking nice. And they're growing so quick, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not grown, autoflower cannabis, try it. I can send you in the right direction to make that happen. They are awesome. They flower automatically whenever they want. It's usually within a few weeks after they have reached a specific vegetative stage or size, actually, is what it is. And they just flower. It's amazing. So they just start flowering whenever the heck they want. And then their life cycle is done in a matter of 3.5 months. All right. Sorry for the quiet, folks. I've got one picture coming in right now, uploading of my current grow, and another one. So there it is. So the very top is Super OG. The bottom is Skittles with a Z in the front and a Z in the back. And the one to the right is Glue Gelato. And they are looking super healthy. This is normally how it is. And for anyone that it might ask, yes, those are white clovers inside the soil underneath the plants. The white clover acts like sort of like a mulch. And it also sends green manure from plants into the soil. My soil is a living soil, which is the reason why I don't always say that I'm not really growing the cannabis. The cannabis is going to grow. I'm just like Cali Grow says, just providing a good environment for them to thrive in. Really, really excited about these. I don't necessarily understand why this plant in the top left is not growing. What's odd is on my last grow, that top left plant did not bud as fast either. And it just has to be coincidence because the lighting system I'm using right now is completely different than the lighting system that I've used before. So I don't think that's the reason, but anyway, yeah. So that's what I got going on. That little blue thing dangling on the left is a digital hygrometer. And what that does is it is a consistently running temperature gauge and humidity gauge. So at any time I can go to my cell phone and check how hot it is in my tent, see what the humidity factor is. If I have to ventilate the tent for some reason, I have a switch that I have a Bluetooth set up on my power strip that I can control each one of my plugs one by one from my phone. So everything is for the most part automated in some way. And it makes it easier for me to feel better when I'm either out on the road or somewhere else where I can't get to my plants. It gives me the ability to at least think I can do something for my plants when I'm away. Doesn't always happen, but they're saying May. Yeah. But so yeah, hopefully some normalcy coming down the pike. Again, I'm really hoping a lot of you guys are feeling good about the ability for us to at least get back to some normalcy, football games, stuff like that. I mean, those are some big things that we've been deprived of for a while. So. Yeah, so normal stuff is what I miss. Again, I don't want to boost. I don't want to get everybody out into the open and back in a position where everyone's getting sick again. But For God's sake, man. Something normal would be beautiful. So I think I don't know if BG is going to be back in time. We got about 15 minutes left before the show is officially over. Obviously, we can extend it if we have to, but I don't think he's going to have a great place to stream from. And just like my buddy Ken Man last week, he was on vacation and he was trying to say, "Hey man, I don't know if I can make it to the podcast." And I'm like, "If you're on vacation, why the hell do you want to be in a podcast?" But creator problems, man. We always want to make sure that people that are used to hearing from us hear from us, and we definitely want you folks to be able to consistently hear from us and hear what we have to say. Sorry for you guys that it's just me gabbing the entire time today, but could be worse. You could be sitting at work not having a distraction like myself, right? Ooh wee. So yeah. We've got football that's hopefully going to be normal. I don't know much about this number change thing, but that stuff never really bothered me. Those are millionaire problems, man. Until I get to that tax bracket, I really don't care. Yeah, so if anybody wants to hop in before we take off, the link is in the comment section. If not, I totally get it. But yeah, congratulations to the folks who are living out in New York who are able to get cannabis pretty much right away. They're going to start operating real fast. It's going to go up real fast. I mean, God knows they've been buying weed from bodegas already for decades. Now those bodegas can just get legal, which is going to be a paperwork process and some money. And there's going to be a big boom in New York. I'm hoping a bunch of people move from Colorado, Denver, and flock New York and pay the exorbitant $9,000 a month rentals out there, because the amount of money it costs to buy a home in Denver, Colorado shot up $40,000, $60,000 in a month, to the point where it's like $600,000 to buy a home in Denver, Colorado right now. I don't know how many folks you think I have on my Patreon, but it doesn't equal $600,000 in any way, shape, or form. It is terrifying to think about that, if I'm being honest. I don't know really how that's ever going to work. But for anybody who does not know or has not joined my Patreon, it is streaming below right now. Patreon.com/Cannabis Cowboy. I've got 3 different levels of help you can help me with, and I can help you with, because when you become a full harvest level member, which is the highest, you have access to me at all times, and we are smack dab in the middle of the grow season, or at the beginning of the grow season. So it is I am urging all of you folks who are thinking about growing for the first time, that have never done it, that are scared to do it, let me help you do it. It is super easy if you just let your soil work for you and figure out exactly what the plant is telling you, which I can definitely help you with. It could benefit you greatly. So check out my Patreon, and hopefully I can help you. Thank you so much to my current patrons right now. You know who you are: Jay, Sarah, BG, obviously, Cow, everybody. If I didn't mention your name, there's about a dozen or so that have been hardcore about it for months now, and I really appreciate it. A lot of love to you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are really the reason why I feel like I need to show these pictures of my grow, and because I know your investment in me, and I know your belief in me, and hopefully you're getting some of the information I'm giving you. I know some of you guys are out there with a solo cup somewhere, growing something that you might have gotten, and love to you guys as well for cutting your teeth on some of these grows that you're doing right now. It's a beautiful thing. Any questions you have, you obviously can talk to me about it. But we're getting closer to full legalization all over, and it's very important for everybody to know how to grow consciously. One of the sad things that you don't hear is the fact that I believe one person growing cannabis at their house can use as much energy as, like, I don't know, a coal plant or something like that. It's really ridiculous. We're leaving a huge footprint behind with a lot of stuff that we do to grow. One of my main issues is the fact that I have so many jugs of purified water in my house that at any point in time I have to smash and put into a garbage bag and put in my dumpster. And hopefully the folks who are the garbage, the sanitation workers, will grab that bag and know that they can separate it. That's why I keep it all together instead of with trash and stuff like that. But not only that, there's soil that people dump. There's nutrients. There's all kinds of shit that people dump on the floor. There's a huge footprint that you can leave behind. And my kind of grows are all organic. The only thing I use are, especially for this grow right now, I'm only using molasses, unsulfured molasses, and I'm using liquid seaweed, and obviously CalMag, which may not be obvious for a lot of people. CalMag, calcium magnesium, is something that you don't have in purified water and reverse osmosis water that you do have in tap water, but you also have other bad things in tap water. So I spend a lot of money on purified water. I don't have a system or anything like that. Why don't I have that? Well, I don't have a house. Why don't I have a house? Because there's $600,000, guys. Fuck, sorry. This is a sore spot for me. I'm really trying. We're really trying to get out of the condominium that we live in. So that wasn't me yelling at you. That was me yelling with you. Gang, mid-grow. What's up, Bobby Mac? That's right. Thank you so much, man. Lots of love to you, my friend, Bobby Mac. Bobby Mac came out to Denver as he does on a regular effing basis. Last time he came out, the last time we hung out, we went to Chewy's and hung out, had some Tex-Mex and chilled out. It was great. We got to puff a little bit and hang out. That was kind of like right at the end of that quarantine thing. But hey, that was a cool time, man. Thanks so much for even showing interest to come and hang out. If I'm being honest, man. I'm not the life of the party out here in Denver, man. I usually keep to myself, and me and my wife have a blast with each other. We are our two best friends, so we have a killer time. We don't usually have a lot of parties going on, but whenever a friend comes to town, man, we try and show them a fun time. So hopefully sometime soon we can do something outdoors and then be a little bit freer about it and not have to worry about what we worried about. But much love to you, Bobby Mac. You've been down since almost day one. Mike Rock as well, man. Andrew Pace, all you guys, man. You guys have been rolling with me for a long time. And looks like we got about 8 minutes left. I don't have a lot of faith that BG is going to be able to make it in, but that's fine. I didn't expect him to make it in. At least not on vacation in Hawaii. So I'm certainly not upset with him. I'm jealous. I just saw him paddle boarding with his kids. It looked amazing. He's a hell of a dad. So I know he's having a blast out there. I would be like, what the hell is Square Groupers? If I was out in Hawaii right now, I would be sending love to you guys in the form of smoke signals. Yeah, I appreciate that, Bobby Mac, for real, man. When things are back to normal-ish, man, you know how many concerts come through here, and you know how many concerts I've been to, because if you are a member of my Cultivating with the Cannabis Cowboy YouTube channel, then you know right off the bat you have access to dozens and dozens of concerts that I've been to in Denver, Colorado, that I've shot at least one or two video of a song from. Every one of them. Okay. Technical difficulties. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take off out of here. BG is partying out in Hawaii, wasn't able to make it. So, I appreciate you guys for coming and hanging out. Mike Rock, Andrew, all you guys, Zachary, for coming and hanging out. Listen to me fucking gab for a little while. We lost you at concerts. Okay. Sorry. Anyway. All right, folks, you guys have a good night, and we'll see you next week when we get back to our regularly scheduled program on Square Groupers. Peace.